The dodo has become a topic of interest regarding species de-extinction, joining an exclusive club of potential candidates. While proponents argue that de-extinction could contribute to restoring damaged ecosystems, detractors view it as a costly distraction from the greater threats faced by currently living species. Colossal Biosciences, a biotech firm, recently made headlines with its ambitious projects aimed at resurrecting extinct species such as the woolly mammoth and thylacine. Now, the dodo is within their sights, thanks to a substantial investment of $150 million. In a video outlining the rationale behind the project, the company stated that by bringing back this beloved species, they aim to enhance the knowledge base and develop the necessary tools to combat the alarming decline of bird populations. The ultimate goal is to bring conservation to the forefront of our cultural consciousness, restore balance to avian species and the countless ecosystems they inhabit, and reintroduce a sense of wonder and magic to Mauritius. However, similar to Colossal's previous de-extinction announcements, the Dodo project has been met with a healthy dose of skepticism. When is a dodo not a dodo? The original dodo species, as the saying goes, is extinct. Unless time travel becomes a reality, the species cannot exist in its original form today. Instead, Colossal proposes to create a living replica of the species. The team working on the project includes Professor Beth Shapiro, an expert in ancient genomics who has previously sequenced a fragment of mitochondrial DNA from a dodo specimen. To recreate the species, Colossal plans to utilize a fully sequenced dodo genome, which Shapiro's team reportedly reconstructed last year. However, the genome is yet to be published in a scientific journal at the time of writing. Using the reconstructed genome as a reference, the team aims to genetically modify the genome of the bird's closest living relative, the Nicobar pigeon, to make it more closely resemble that of the dodo. Dr. Martin Stavander, a researcher specializing in the genomics of flightless birds at the museum, clarifies, this project does not seek to resurrect the dodo exactly as it was, but rather to produce a hybrid lineage that closely resembles the dodo. Colossal intends to expedite the process through the development of new methods, placing emphasis on leveraging technology to enhance genetic editing techniques and automate the process. However, achieving this goal will undoubtedly prove challenging. Even with a fully sequenced genome and recent breakthroughs in gene editing technologies, this endeavor will not come without difficulties, Martin adds. Even if Colossal succeeds, it is unlikely that we will witness anything beyond a hybrid lineage resembling the dodo anytime soon. The genome will serve as a guide to gradually modify the genetics of the Nicobar pigeon until a surrogate is able to lay an egg of Colossal's dodo. This process presents significant challenges. The primary obstacles in resurrecting the dodo relate to the differences in reproduction between birds and mammals. While the cell nucleus containing an organism's DNA is easily identifiable in mammals, locating it within a developing bird egg is far more challenging due to its size. Additionally, even if the nucleus is successfully located, scientists have yet to devise a method for removing, editing, and reinserting it back into the egg once development is underway. Is it worth resurrecting the dodo? The resurrection of the dodo is a substantial undertaking that requires significant financial investments. Millions of dollars would need to be allocated to lay the necessary groundwork before the first dodos could be hatched from their shells in Colossal's ambitious de-extinction project. However, it is worth considering whether these funds could be better allocated to the preservation of currently endangered species. For instance, the conservation of the pink pigeon of Mauritius, which faces a precarious future, could be accomplished through cost-effective captive breeding programs. Compared to the financial demands of the dodo de-extinction project, the pink pigeon's conservation efforts would only require a fraction of the resources. Dr. Julian Humme, a research associate at the museum and an expert on extinct island birds, argues that there are numerous species in desperate need of assistance and funding. He questions the rationale behind diverting resources towards the revival of an extinct species instead of focusing on the pressing conservation challenges of the present day. It is important to note that even if the financial backers of the Dodo de-extinction project had not invested in this particular endeavor, there is no guarantee that these funds would have been directed towards other conventional conservation efforts. Proponents of the project emphasize the need for ecosystem restoration in Mauritius as a crucial part of reintroducing the dodo. Professor Beth Shapiro asserts, the dodo exemplifies a species that became extinct due to our own interference. Collaborating with Colossal and the people of Mauritius, I am delighted to contribute my expertise in the field of ancient DNA and aid in the de-extinction and eventual rebuilding of the dodo. However, to prevent history from repeating itself, funding for conventional restoration projects will still be necessary. The presence of invasive species such as macaques and rats, which played a significant role in the extinction of the dodo, continues to pose a major challenge in Mauritius today. A study conducted in 2002 revealed that during the breeding season, nearly 2/3 of artificial bird nests were predated by these invasive species. Therefore, any undertaking to revive the dodo must address these existing threats in order to ensure the success of large-scale reintroduction initiatives. According to Martin, an expert in the field, reintroducing the dodo will be futile unless the root causes of its original demise are effectively managed. The prospect of resurrecting such an iconic species has the potential to bolster efforts in habitat restoration and invasive species control on the island, as it captures public attention and engages wider conservation action. As of now, none of Colossal's 3 de-extinction projects have reached completion. Only time will reveal whether these endeavors will mark a milestone in human efforts to mitigate our impact on the planet or merely be a footnote in the history books.